to you, what is power?
Po tebi, šta je to moć? Po meni je moć privremeno stanje koje može dovesti u pitanje mnoge živote.
Power is something you receive from school and studies in general.
I think that powerful is the meaning of powerful is something within you, is like you need to be motivated and confident in yourself, and I think that's the meaning of power.
Power is the ability to change the events that are around you to make it something that is most fortunate to you and something that will help you in your steps to become the thing you want to become.
According to me, power is intelligence.
Power, according to me, is having no fear. Because when you have no fear, you have nothing to lose. And when you have nothing to lose, you have full power over yourself, which is the mightiest of all.
Power is divided into two categories. The first being social power, which is based on the ability to persuade, manipulation, money, high social status. And then there's mental/physical power, which is basically strength, willpower, determination, and everything along those lines.
What do you need to be powerful?
Šta ti treba da budeš moćan? Kao što sami možemo vidjeti, za moć ti ne treba neka velika pamet. Sve se vrti oko novca i ljudi koji to okružuju.
A good supporting family and a good mindset.
Well, personally, I think wisdom is a good thing to be powerful because then you can just control everything around you. Anything that you can interact with, you can change the ideas of a person, you can change the uses of a thing to make it something that will help you in your life.
As I said before, we need intelligence to be powerful.
No fear. If you have no fear, if you fear nobody, you don't have like phobias, you don't have fear of people, of fear of what they're saying, you don't have fear of actions, you're unstoppable.
Power comes from everything, I think. It depends on how the person utilizes what they have. But I believe the most famous type of power nowadays is money. And right behind it, power, like high social status.
Does power have limits?
Da li moć ima granice? Mislim da moć ima određene granice, ali u većini slučajeva to nije ni bitno.
No, because when you have the power of knowledge, just like Einstein did, it will soon be passed down to future generations.
I think that power doesn't have limits, but this generation thinks that everything's related to money. People think if you have a limited amount of money, you have a limited amount of power.
Power has limits depending on the thing you're trying to use or the person you're trying to talk to. Because if you find someone equally with the same knowledge as you, or someone who has a better knowledge, the ability of you to try to change their mind or to try to persuade them is going to be a lot difficult, sometimes impossible.
Power does not have limit, but the power that I meant, when you're not afraid of anything, you have no limits. But for example, to some people, money is power, okay? When you run out of money, you run out of power. So it's pretty limited there. It all depends on what is power to you.
Concept of power, no, but the person withholding that power, yes. Everyone is faulty at something, even the most well-rounded people. And that quality is probably going to stand in front of the person at some point in their lives.
Does power consist on a certain age?
Moć ne zavisi od godina, već od financijskog stanja, pozicije u društvu i same osobe.
No, because middle schoolers are able to have the same exact IQ as a high schooler. That is, if they study at school and at home.
I think there's a certain age for power. I think even if you're a teen, you're a young person, you're an adult, you can release your power in your own way.
Power consists on the age where you realize your environment and when you fully understand where you live or what capabilities do you have. So I think the perfect age to start showing your power is from 16 to 18.
When we're little, we develop certain abilities and characteristics to our character and stuff like that.
Name a powerful person and state why.
Navedi jednu moćnu osobu i objasni zašto. Sami znamo da je Donald Trump jedan od najmoćnijih ljudi na svijetu, ali to ga ne čini pametnijim od drugih. Mislim da samim tim što je predsjednik jedne od najmoćnijih država na svijetu, to ga i čini moćnim čovjekom.
Barack Obama is a powerful person. He became a strong Democratic president because of his studies at Harvard Law School and his multicultural family.
I think the Dolan twins, because they went through like a rough time throughout like their life, and they are still positive, and like they influenced lots of people like throughout their like videos, and they influenced me so much.
A powerful person I really like is a fictional character. Its name is Giorno Giovanna. He's Italian. He uses his supernatural ability and his wisdom to help him to become a boss to a certain gang. He has this supernatural ability, but that is really limited. But the way he uses it helps him to achieve things that he would never achieve without his intellectual capabilities.
A powerful historical character. Well, to me, it's Joan of Arc. She was the salvation of France because of her being fearless, thus powerful.
Nelson Mandela is a very powerful person. He is the prime example of a mentally powerful person. He used his determination and mental strength to go through all of the obstacles thrown at him and to pass through them. And he used his social power by persuading people and openly talking about a very controversial topic at his time.
Which country do you think is powerful and why?
Koja je država moćna i zašto? Pa tanka je linija između Amerike i Rusije, zbog toga se vode sukobi, ratovi, prepiske. Zbog toga je toliko mržnje između, jer je samo u cilju biti prvi.
Singapore is the most powerful country because it has the highest IQ in the world and is the best place to live in.
Yes, there's like lots of powerful countries in the world, but I think like each country has its own strength in like in some parts.
A country that is most powerful has to be the United States because even though we don't like whatever they're doing or how they're controlling other countries or how they're using them for their own good, but they're still the best country because their currency is the #1 known worldwide, and right now their products are sold everywhere, and their whole culture is everywhere. You can find it anywhere, so that shows how strong they are mentally and every step they make will help them achieve what they're trying to achieve, and it is to control the whole world.
America, definitely. They have democracy, they have justice, they have human rights. So what more would a country want? It's a definitely powerful country. It's a little bit hard to admit since I'm Russian, and there is always like this war of power or something like that, but America is definitely a powerful country, and it will stay so for a very long time.
What is the difference between power and manipulation?
Razlika između moći i manipulacije. Mislim da nema velike razlike između moći i manipulacije, jer ako imaš moć, samim tim dolaze i laži i manipulacije drugih ljudi.
Power is being able to get stuff for yourself, while manipulation is tricking people to do stuff for you.
The difference between power and manipulation is like manipulation is when someone forces another person to do something that they don't like, while power is something that the person does, like he loves doing.
Power and manipulation. Well, in my definition of power, that is wisdom. When you use power for your own good only, and then you let's say for example you manipulate this guy, it means that you're showing him something that, and you tell him that's something good, and you persuade him that's something good for him and for you, but it's actually bad for him and it's only helping you. That is what is called manipulation. Power is the ability that you can ascend or become better, you and the people around you, without doing a lot of damage around you or doing a lot of bad things around you. You should be able to get to the point that you want to achieve without causing a lot of trouble. You should just try to do it with the minimal trouble you can make.
Well, a person can misuse his or her power. That's my cat. So that he or she could manipulate others into certain agendas.
Can you lose power? If yes, then how?
Možeš li izgubiti moć i kako? Na početku sam rekla da je moć privremeno stanje, što znači da se vrlo lako može i izgubiti. Sve stvar koristi.
I don't think anyone can lose power. Like, some people think that like they lost it or they can't find it because like they lost their confidence or like they lost their motivation. But I think they didn't lose their power.
Well, if power is wisdom, then you can use it in a lot of ways. You can lose your power in an accident, for example. You can lose the knowledge you have in an accident where you, for example, get hit on something hard and then you now have brain damage that can lead to you losing most of your power, if not all. Another example of you losing power is what you do every day can affect your knowledge. If I, for example, start watching stuff that is meaningless, I start to get addicted to it and I start to lose my own knowledge because I'm more interested in something that is not going to help me raise my capabilities intellectually, but just going to decrease them to the point where I'm just like everyone else, and then I become powerless unless I find another way to achieve this power that does not use my own brain.
If your power is based on money or social status, then you can definitely lose power through a controversial topic. For example, if you are a famous person, or if you were the CEO of a company and your company went bankrupt, then yes, you lost power. If your power is based on mental strength and determination, then yes, you can lose power, but it mostly depends on how the person reacts to it. If they react to the obstacle in their way in a negative way, in a negative form or something, then yes, they just...
Who are the people that we can have power over?
Koji su ljudi nad kojim imamo moć? Mislim da ljudi misle da imaju moć nad onim slabijim i siromašnijim od sebe. No, da li je to u stvari potrebno?
I think that we can have power over people because every person shows their power in a different way than another.
You can have power over the weak, that is something known. So if you're talking about wisdom, then you're gonna have power over everyone that has a lower mindset or a lower mental capability. So if you have this great knowledge, anyone who does not have it, you can control them and you can persuade them. Anyone who doesn't have this certain information, you can change the information itself and make them believe that this is the right information when it's not, in fact. When it's fact, it's not.
First thing, when we hear power, people think of money, position, fame, all this stuff. But power for me means it's the ability of having influence on other people. This is how I see power. Like for instance, poets, they are powerful. They don't need to be wealthy, or they don't need to be well, to have their poems all over the country. Well, it's sufficient to have this poem conveyed by a person and the idea flies, and this is power, the power of the word. Okay, also I think that power, it's the energy within you that makes you do stuff like going to work. This power that comes from inside you to do good, to be better. So this is power. I don't think that you need a special recipe to be powerful. No, it's just being sincere. This gives you power, and if you have it inside you, you can convey it to others. Okay, and going back to the idea of influencing people, it's not controlling people, because if this will be the case, so all the fascists will be very powerful. Well, they used to be, but okay, this is an idea. I think you lose your power, which is the equivalent of controlling, with people that you love, because people that you love, you can be easily controlled by them and controlling them sometimes, because love gives this vulnerability, Well, I think this will gives you an idea about power from my point of view.